everyone, good evening and welcome to Roma Theory. We've got more names being linked with us in this summer transfer window, which still needs to open up. But as we always mention, we're starting to understand the direction we want to go to. And we've got Rodrigo Riquelme from Atletico Madrid, who's been linked with us in these last couple of hours. Gianluca Di Marzio is the guy to report this. Also, we've got some rumors when it comes to Hummels, the Borussia Dortmund defender. Lately, literally 1 hour ago, there has been the news that Mallorca from La Liga are highly convinced in the Hummels signing, and that Hummels is pretty close in signing for them. But there's still a chance that we might be interested in him. Sky Sports said that Roma is taking in consideration this move. And I'm going to give my opinion on it. And we also have a new signing, Buba Sangare, a Spanish kid from Levante who will go to the youth. And then he's going to develop and make his way to the first team. He should be arriving in Rome in tomorrow, even tonight, I think. Tonight, tomorrow, maybe after tomorrow. One of these days, he should be landing in Rome. And then a little Euro chat, It's been a while since I went live speaking about Roma news. I've been pretty busy these past days with last exams at school. Then I went to watch the Italy game at my friend's house. We started off well. It was a bit of a risky one, but we started off well. It's the 3 points which count. Now we have to move on to Thursday against Spain, and I cannot wait. It's going to be a very interesting game. But let me know how your country is doing at the Euros, if they are playing. Let me know how they're doing and how you're living this Euro month. As always, hit the like, subscribe to the channel, and let's get into this. Now, I do want to mention one thing. A few people have asked me to film match reactions to the Italy games. I'm going to try my best to do live reactions. Not live reactions, match reactions to the Italy games, starting from Thursday's game against Spain. I'm not going to do live watch-alongs just because I have this tradition whenever Italy plays, for every different Italy game, one of my different friends welcomes us to his house. It's a tradition. It's a tradition which is valid for World Cup and European tournaments. So I'm not necessarily going to do live watch-alongs, but I am going to try my best and do some little reactions to the Italy games because they've been fun. Euro 2024 has been fun up to now. Many goals, and we're going to speak about it at the end of this stream. But right, where do we start? Rodrigo Riquelme. This name has been launched by Gianluca Di Marzio a couple of days ago. I would really love this signing. He is a left winger. He's young. He's 21 years old. He's from Atletico Madrid. And Di Marzio has said that Roma have shown interest in him and have started some contacts with Atletico Madrid. The price tag is not the lowest, but it's understandable because he's a young player who's coming from a good season, not the best of seasons, but he's had his few goals and his few assists. And obviously, a team like Atletico Madrid, who's got the financial power, will ask for quite a lot of money if you want to buy him, which is normal. But I think, look, to get Riquelme, you need to spend 30 million. Atletico Madrid won't give you this guy for less than 30 million. I truly think that if the young profile direction like Riquelme is the direction and the path we want to follow, we need to understand that if we want some quality young investments, we need to spend money. And the thing which is and again, this Everton move from the Fredkins, it makes you a bit pissed if you're Roma fans. We've already mentioned all the reasons because of it, but they just bought Everton for 650 million. That shows me that they've got the money to spend, that they're not in debt of anything, and number two, that they are very interested in spending a lot of their money in the business world of football. So now that they spent 650 million from their own pocket to sign Everton and to become the owners of Everton, why on earth are they not spending and investing the money in our summer windows and to reinforce our team? I'm not saying they haven't been spending the money, but what I'm trying to say here is, if you want to buy young players from teams like Atletico Madrid, so some proven young players who the world knows that they are good talents, you need to spend the money. You cannot get it. You can't expect a team like Atletico Madrid to sell you one of their most emerging talents for less than 30 million. So we need to also understand that if we want to get some quality young players, we have to put the money, because otherwise we'll get continuously carried away by this wind of, I'm interested in him, oh great news. I'm interested in him, oh great news. I'm interested in him, great news. And then none of these three players are going to sign for us because we're not going to put the money on the table. And that is kind of what has stopped us from getting some quality signings in these past seasons. FFP, yes, but also the hesitation from our board to put the money on the table and to make the money count. So I would absolutely love this deal. I think he's an emerging talent. He's very, very young. I believe he scored 6 goals and 8 assists. Not the best of stats, but the normal stats for somebody who's growing, who's developing, and who hasn't had many chances. Simeone at Atletico Madrid isn't somebody who really experiments with young players. That's something that we need to understand. Simeone isn't a young player profile manager. Simeone, in terms of style of football, in terms of developing young players, is very similar to Conte, very similar to even Mourinho. He's not somebody who really trusts his young players. He likes those kind of proven players to kind of grind results in a very dirty way. That's what Atletico Madrid has been for the past 10 years. So he hasn't had many games this season, and I don't think he's at a team with a manager who fully gets the best out of its young players. I'm not saying that we would be a perfect fit for him. I would absolutely like him as a signing. I think it's the signing we need. He's an attacker, he's fast, he's agile, he's a winger. So I think this would be a perfect signing. I really do. I think he's got the talent, but the problem here is that they're not going to let him go for less than 30 million. So we either step up and spend 30 million on him, or we're not going to get him. Which is unfortunately, it's kind of, it's this direction of, if I want to buy young, good players, I have to spend money. Otherwise, what you do is that you do like you did with this kid that we bought from Spain, from Levante, Buba Sangare. Fabrizio Romano's confirmed this, Gianluca Di Marzio's confirmed this, Buba, I always forget his name, Sangare, Buba Sangare from Levante. He's 2007, he's 2 years younger than me. Second division of the Spanish football. He should be traveling to Rome in the next 48 hours. He's gonna start his development process in the youth team, and then slowly make his way into the first team. This is a young signing. Absolutely it is. Is it a gamble? No, it's not, because we haven't spent a lot of money for him. He's not a proven player. He's very, very young. He's coming from the second division of Spanish football. So this is the other criteria, the other bracket of young players. We either follow talented, proven, with an extremely potential lot of young players who are going to cost a lot, or we either sign young players, very young players, but it's like him, like Sangare, but it's going to take him a lot of time to make his way onto the first team, and a lot of time for him to start. He's not here to start. He's not here to stay in the first team. He's here to grow. He's here to develop. I've seen some people on Instagram go, what are we going to do with this signing? Why have we even bought Sangare from Levante? This is a thinking about the future signing. I'm going to be very honest with you. In these recent years, these type of signings have never worked out. These signings where we get a player who's very young and start him in the youth, and then he needs to make his way onto the first team. These signings lately have never gone well. I remember really well last year, we basically had a very similar deal which we brought a Spanish player to the youth setup, and then our idea was to grow him and then eventually in 5 years time, 6 years time, start him in our team. And apparently 6 months into his experience, he's already ended his contract and he's left Roma. So the pattern definitely shows you that these type of signings lately have not worked out. But this is not a gamble. We haven't spent a lot of money on him. He's a very, very extremely young player. So it's not a stupid signing. Is it a priority? No, it's not. It's not a first team signing priority. This is not what the first team needs right now. It's what the first team might need in 10 years' time. It's what the youth setup might need right now. But we look at first team news. It definitely isn't a priority. It's a useful deal. It might be a useful deal. We don't really know him. I can't. I don't know him. You don't know him unless you're a Levante fan. So wait and see what happens with him. Now the last signing which has been linked with us by a reliable source, Sky Sports, has said that Mats Hummels from Borussia Dortmund has been offered to Roma and AC Milan. AC Milan have said no to the deal. They are not interested. Roma are looking into this and trying to understand the feasibility of this deal, looking at wages, looking at if it's a good deal for what we're trying to do. Now, 1 hour ago, the rumor of Mallorca being very onto Hummels did come out. And breaking news is that basically Hummels apparently is one step away from Mallorca in Spain. I'm not sure if this is fake news or not, but what the latest news says, this news literally came out 30 minutes ago, is that Hummels and Mallorca are very close. Let's say this deal collapses and let's say Roma's back leading the race for Hummels. I'm going to quickly give my opinion on him. There is definitely a lot of controversy here. Because if for multiple times De Rossi has said how we want to build a young profile project, it's the only way to get Roma out of these sand dunes. And Mourinho also said this back when he was a Roma manager. We need to start looking at younger players because this deadwood old player project isn't working out. There's definitely a lot of controversy when you look at the Hummels rumors and then you kind of drift back to what our project is. Because if our project is, let's try to copy what Atalanta are doing, let's try and copy what Bayer Leverkusen have done, what Bologna have done, and what Bologna are doing, then buying 36-year-old Hummels is not it's just not the signing you need to do if this is the project you want to go to. Now, some journalists have said how, yes, Roma want to build a profile, a young player project, but they do want to keep their experienced players to act as a spinal cord to a majority young group. So with this being said, yes, the 80% of the signings are going to be young players. The remaining 20% are going to be experienced players who know how to play in European tournaments, who know how to play in competitive leagues, who are old, but not too injury prone, don't earn a lot of money, and can also act as the bosses of the group. That is what Roma's aiming to do. And when you look at this, then Hummels isn't a bad signing. He's old. Yes, he is. He's 36 years old. This would be a 1-year deal. 1-year contract, definitely not more. But I will also be honest with you and say, if we replace Smalling with Hummels, we've improved. Because we would be replacing somebody who has played 3 games this entire season, who probably had problems with the remaining of the teammates, because let's not forget that Mourinho and Smalling had conflicts, and inside of the Roma team, the leading group is the Italian-based group. Mancini, Pellegrini, Cristante, El Shaarawy. A lot of people say that these are the leaders of the group, of the team. So with Mourinho started breaking up with him and falling apart with him, I definitely think some players also fell out with him because they were expecting more from him. So if we are replacing somebody who is old, because Smalling is old as well, has never played this season, has probably fallen out with the team, and is off to Saudi, if we replace Smalling with Mats Hummels, who this season has never been injured, is an absolute physical monster, and number 3, most important one, played a Champions League final 3 weeks ago, then that is an improvement. So if I need to replace Smalling with Hummels, replace an experienced player with an experienced player, great. But what I don't want to see is keep Smalling, put Hummels in. Because that would mean restricting this ideology of, oh, you know what, let's buy somebody who I can grow. Because there is no point in us keeping Smalling, who is going to run out of contract next year, and sign Hummels as well as Smalling on a 1-year contract. It just wouldn't make sense. If it's a replacement deal, great, no problem with it. Hummels is an absolute beast. He was a massive player in that Borussia Dortmund campaign, played a Champions League final, was absolutely dominant. He's an absolute monster, physical. Yes, he's not that injury prone. He's also quite agile for being 36 years old. That would be great. I have no problem against that. But yeah, so what I'm seeing here is, as I said before, a majority-based young team with some dots and some tints of experience and kind of leadership. And in this case, it would be Hummels. If we buy Morata up front, it would be Morata up front. So these are the names that we've been linked with. As always, these are just rumours, but I'm here to report them because they're coming from some good, reliable sources. Sky Sports and Gianluca Di Marzio have both confirmed this. As I said before, however, apparently Hummels is close in joining Mallorca. So what I just said could virtually be completely ignored. But if the deal collapses, if we somehow hijack this deal, it wouldn't be too bad. But then the objective would be to kick Smalling out. Because we don't need Smalling, and apparently Smalling has been offered to Saudi teams, and maybe they're interested in him. So we'll see if that happens. But yeah, Hummels to Mallorca. Yeah, I've read that too. We have to see. Bovin offers sales as Itrat. Roma should just sign me at this point. We should put him in the first team straight away as a third sub in the position. Yes, but my only fear is that he's going to rot if we do that. He definitely needs some game time. What's Belgium doing in the Euro, by the way? I was watching the game. Oh, they're losing. Right. And then, yeah, the last thing which I want to talk about is a bit of a Euro chat. A bit of an Italy chat. Italy-Albania. It started off as hell. 20 seconds into the game, Di Marco pulls a card stop and Albania go up. I wasn't scared. I knew we were going to win the game. No disrespect to Albania. They actually played with a lot of soul, heart, spirit. So fair play to them. But I knew that we were going to win the game. We were better than Albania. People say Albania dominated us. You clearly haven't watched that game. We dominated Albania in the first half and for the majority of the second half. They had a great chance in the last second of the game, which should have been a corner kick. They scored that goal. But other than that, they didn't really do much. Look, I've actually been. I think this team is still far away from perfection, the Italian national team, and I still don't think we're gonna win it. But I saw some good things. Again, the opponents was Albania. The real test comes on Thursday against Spain, and then next week against Croatia. But I saw some good, I saw some good movements. I saw some good tactics. You can definitely tell the Spalletti ideology and philosophy has touched that team, because they try and aim at moving fast, moving forward, and all of that. Chiesa played really well, and it's not good news, because if we want to sign Chiesa, he needs to stop performing like this, or otherwise big teams are going to be interested in him. Pellegrini played well. An assist to Bastoni, great assist on Bastoni's head, perfect cross, and Bastoni heads it in. Now we've got Spain. I don't know how to see this. I mean, never write this off, but Spain, what a surprise. I would have never predicted Spain to win 3-0 against Croatia. I would have never predicted this. I could have bet everything I had, and I would have never placed a bet on a domination from Spain. Interested to see how we perform against a bigger team. But yeah, good Euro so far. England yesterday, not that impressive. They won 1-0. Belgium today, very, very, very disappointed by Belgium. I said this in my predictions. Belgium are not an impressive team. They've got a lot of interesting players, but they don't cohese together. Lukaku devoured at least 3 good goals. He also got disallowed a goal. But yeah, you'd expect more from a team who's playing against Slovakia. Romania won 3-0 against Ukraine. Some good games, some big surprises. France tonight, looking forward to it. But yeah. Right, also a little update on I went live yesterday for the career mode on FIFA. Now, I rewatched the footage and the quality was shit. So, I'm going to try and sort it out. But I'm not gonna go live for episode 2 right now because that quality was not good. So I need to take my time to see what went wrong, streaming software and all of that. So I'm not planning to do episode 2 anytime soon unless I figure out what the problem was. And then the other reason here is that somebody on Instagram yesterday told me that you basically can't save the career mode and then bring it onto FIFA 25. So I actually think there's no point in me doing the career mode right now because it will be pointless for me to give it everything I have and then in 2 months' time I have to end it because FIFA 25 comes out. And adding on to that, I am barely going to be in Rome during my summer holidays, which means that I'm barely ever going to play FIFA. So I think I'm going to stop the career mode right now, pend it on one side, and continue with it when FIFA 25 comes out, because I think it doesn't make sense right now, and the quality was pretty bad. But I've got some content ideas, don't worry. I'll definitely bring them to you guys in these next couple of days. June is boring, I know, thank God we have the Euros. July transfer window, August we're back going, season, some very fun content, challenges and all of that. So I'll speak to you tomorrow with more transfer news. Enjoy the Euros, Belgium right now, France tonight, Portugal tomorrow. Hit the like if you haven't already. Subscribe to the channel and let me know your reactions to the comments. To the comments that we made today. Topics, Hummels and Hummels, Sangare and Riquelme from Atletico Madrid. Lukaku's in my fantasy team. We should sign Zito Lovumbo. Right, I'm going to talk to you soon. Take care. See you out.